is a difference between the song of man and what is called spiritual song. Now, what makes a song spiritual is not in the lyrics, neither the tone of the song, but what makes a song spiritual is from where the songs emanate from. A spiritual song is not a song that has good tune. It's a song that precipitates from the heart. That is what the Bible said, admonishing one another in psalms, hymns, and spiritual songs, making melody from the heart. Exodus chapter 5, verse 1. God said, allow them to go so that they will offer a sacrifice unto me. But the location and the venue for sacrifice was described by God. He said in the wilderness. God is not only interested about the sacrifice, it is where the sacrifice comes from. So what makes a song spiritual? It is because the song emanates from the heart. Any man that must be relevant in the realm of worship, any man that could open the gate for revival to pray for, must be a man that must understand what I call the Juba civilization. Juba is believed to be the son, even the grandson of Lamech. Lamech was the son of Cain. The Bible reveals in Genesis chapter 4:21 that a man by name Juba fathered the civilization. Listen to this. There is something called the triangular dimension or triangular migration of worship. It means worship began as music by Juba. It metamorphosed from music to songs. In the recent generation, it has migrated from songs to sound. So that is the triangular migration of Juba civilization, from music to song, from song to sound. When we are talking about sound, we are talking about melody and chant. This is why a man would just be saying hi, ya, 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 ya. You don't know, but the word has been ignited in the spirit. Do you understand what we are saying? That is the triangular movement in Juba civilization. So a song cannot bring about a revival. Neither music will bring about a revival. God's wisdom for revival is sound. Listen to this. You need to understand this thing, very essential. Now, music is produced from organs. Songs is produced by words. But sound comes from the heart. That's the difference. Music from organs, songs from words, but sound or melody, it is from the heart. Hear this. No new wine will be released to a generation except they come with a wineskin. In the Jewish custom and the Jewish system, a wineskin was an extraction from a dead animal. No living animal can absorb wine. No man that is living can cry for a new one until you die. Wine skin was made from a goat skin. It was made from a sheep skin. It means the sheep died before they got an extraction from the sheep to produce a wine skin. Many people are living today, but they are crying for revival. No, sir, there is no wine skin. Wine skin is not in your prayer, it's your death. What produced a wine skin before God to absorb the wine? Hear this. God is never interested. He doesn't have problem with you or releasing the wine. He has problem with capacity to contain the wine. Elisha met the woman. He said, woman, how many containers do you have? He said, I said, go borrow. The Bible said the oil was pouring. As soon as the containers were filled, the oil ceased. It means the more capacity they pour the oil. Jesus only filled water in the 7 jars that were brought. As soon as the jar were filled, there was no water again. Miracle ceased. So, until you produce a wine skin for God, forget about the new wine. And no animal can produce a wine skin while living until the animal dies. In the nomenclature of the animalia, man is a vertebrate primate. Man is an animal. Until you die. Until you die. Hear this. There are some certain dimensions of death that you need to understand. Number one, for you to receive the new word of the Spirit, the first wine skin that you must present to God is what I call birth to faith. Birth death to fame, death to fame, death to fame. They came to Jesus. They said, we want to coronate you a king. They say he ran away from them. Many people are pursuing kingship. Jesus was running away from it. These things come by ordination, not by striving. When you strive to be a king, you will end up holding the horns of the altar like Adonijah. Until a sound proceeds from the mountains of God, until a shofar is blown, you are not. Hear me. Fame is a gift from God. Have you not read? The Bible said, let this mind be in you, which was also in Christ, who was God, yet thought he robbery to be equal with God, and made himself of no reputation. He took upon himself the form of a servant, humbled himself to death, even the death of the cross. Wherefore God had highly exalted him. What did God give to him? A name. Fame. Fame is a gift. Until you journey through the path of obedience, you are not qualified to be a famous man. When you journey your own path to fame, get it. At the end of the day, you will crash. Adonijah struggled for fame, he crashed. Until you die, the gift of fame cannot be given to you. This is why many put their face on many handbills, yet you don't hit the realm of fame. Fame is a gift. Until you go through the dealing process of God. Listen to me. Until the marks of God are imprinted on your body, you are not qualified to be called fame. When Jesus came, what was the badge of his authority? Was the marks on his hands. He said, look at my hands. No mark on your body. It means you have never been crucified. What gives you authority and fame in the spirit is because you have bruises. Show me your body, no marks. Apostle Paul said, henceforth from today, trouble me not, for I bear on my the marks of Christ. It means for Apostle Paul to be recognized, writing 13 epistles, that there were marks on his body. You have not died, you are calling for fame. When God gives fame to you, when you are still alive, what will happen to you is worse than what you are asking for. Because the wisdom of fallen princes will corrupt you. You will enter the realm of corruption and you begin to advertise the throne of fallen princes. You don't know how. See, let me tell you, the ladder to the top is very slippery. Until you know how to manage fame, you can never be given fame. Jesus managed fame at the rudimentary level. He ran away from fame. So when they gave him a name, he knows how to manage it. When God gives you a name now, fallen princes will corrupt you. At the end of the day, listen to me. Every creator was created by God to advertise the sovereign throne. So you are an advertisement to a sovereign throne. Do you understand? When you get fame outside the pathways of Zion, you will discover that you began to advertise the throne of holy places. You are not aware. This is why a lot of gospel music chants today. They sing and they put the swag of the world inside. They don't know that the realm of the spirit will interpret signs and symbols. Oh my God. You don't understand? Many of them, I don't want to call their names. They sing to God and they put hands like this. You don't know that is performance. You don't know what you are advertising. You are joking with the wisdom of fallen princes. You were not tutored in the school of the spirit. You never went to schooling. You agitated for fame. And by free will, God gave fame to you. And you are advertising the throne of fallen princes. You never know that you have done a damage to the kingdom. All for the fact that you refuse to went through the schooling of the spirit. To understand the relevance and the dynamics that leads to fame. You must die. You must die. You must die. You must die.